Well, good morning. Another wet, dismal day. With floods recorded throughout the UK. Some places are on flood alert. But anyway, today, Conservative MP speaks out against a plan for more than 100 asylum seekers in the town where Real Housewives of Cheshire is filmed and Premier League and soap stars live, and homes that cost millions. And this is Sir Graham Bradley MP, Tory, who's called the idea obviously inappropriate. You can't have these migrants in this area where he lives. It's inappropriate. Well, it's inappropriate to have migrants in hotels where I live and where you live. It's inappropriate. It's totally inappropriate. Apparently, there's 112 immigrants proposed, I might hasten to add, to the Ashley Hotel in Hale, which is in Altrincham, which is a beautiful place. It's a lovely place. It's open and green, and it's got all the footballers' houses and so on. It's a lovely area, you know. And apparently it was voted one of the best places to live in the Sunday Times. It was described as utopia. Well, this Tory MP's not happy, and quite rightly so as well. I mean, if I actually lived there and paid a fortune in council taxes and other bills and keeping the local economy going, I wouldn't be too happy about it, for obvious reasons, you know. But it's his policies. He's actually part of the team, the group, the gang that have allowed this to happen. And now it's on his doorstep. He decides, oh, I don't like this. Well, in my humble opinion, immigrants that have to go into hotels, first of all, should go in to every Conservative Member of Parliament's constituencies' hotels first. Then we can have a look at others. But what I've also noticed as well is that I haven't heard much about any other political party objecting to migrants in hotels. What do I think? I think it's wrong. They can't think of a solution. I can think of a solution. Most definitely. And the solution would be this: to build army style barracks, like Second World War type barracks, for temporary holding stations, and they're to be processed as quickly as possible, with the transport and the logistics on the side to ship them back home from where they've come. And for argument's sake, I've lost my passport. Oh, that's a shame. Well, we've done a deal with Rwanda, so we're sending you over there until you can sort your passport out. Mr. Bradley said he considered that Ashley Hotel to be the most obviously inappropriate location you could imagine. Putting over 100 young unemployed men in the centre of a busy residential village such as Hale would clearly be inappropriate, and the proposals have caused considerable disquiet. I'm not surprised residents are kicking off, are you? It's clear to me that there must be better facilities for housing such a group, which I am told would be comprised mostly of illegal immigrants who have crossed the channel on small boats, typically from safe countries, firstly France and then previously mainly Albania. And Mr. Bradley is still pursuing a meeting with the Home Secretary. You know, these residents, by the way, these potential Home Office guests are going to be offered the accommodation with 3 meals a day plus £9 a week spends, according to the report here. Well, I'm in an hotel with £9 a week in my pocket, and I'm in Hale, which is very affluent. You know, they don't have chippies like us sort of thing. They do have nice places, you know, and they do have fish and chip shops and things, but it's a lovely place. We used to drive round when I used to take the kids to Dunham Massey and places like that. We'd go through Hale and other places around there, Pickmere and places like that, which isn't that far away, and you just don't want 112 migrants jobless in an hotel wandering about in gangs of 4 or 5 or even more. You just don't need it. I can understand why the residents are a little bit up in arms, especially when you don't know anything about them. One of the locals has told the Mail Online, as residents we need to be careful not to appear hostile when these people are coming here in dire circumstances. Well, there's no more answers to that, is there? You don't want them there, but you feel sorry for them. But it's alright to put migrants in hotels when we've got people that are at home depending on oxygen machines and kidney machines and so on that need to be plugged in, but they're worried, frightened to death, can't afford the electricity to keep these life-saving machines going on. I know people that are frightened to death of putting a light on, so that they're shivering. It is a shame for them. It is a shame. But to come here from a war-torn country and your final hurdle is getting across the ferry, the channel on a rubber dinghy, is absolutely bizarre to me. The first country you land would give you refuge. It seems to me if it's a bit of a pick and mix here. Well, never mind. The Tories should have this. This is what the Tories in Britain have done to the UK. They've destroyed it. They've destroyed the UK.